ConductorOne provides identity governance and just-in-time provisioning for Tailscale. You're able to integrate your Tailscale instance with ConductorOne to run user access reviews, enable just-in-time access requests, and automatically provision and deprovision access. You can seek user identities from Tailscale to ConductorOne. The resources that we support are Tailscale groups and ACL and SSH rules. In Tailscale, I can see our access controls where we define a policy for which devices and users are allowed to connect into our network. I've set up the integration between ConductorOne and Tailscale directly. We can see under data sources, under connectors, that's been set up and it is currently connected. A few other things in here showing your details and the application policies that we can set for access requests and access verifications and access reviews. Access controls. This is where you can view the current access request settings for all of the application's entitlements and make changes to how individual entitlements are requested and provisioned. We can see here that Tailscale has brought in some ACL rules, groups, as well as the SSH rule that we defined in that policy within Tailscale. Groups is going to show the groups that we defined: engineering, finance, and legal. And resources contain specific permissions that can be granted to users. In looking to grant users temporary or short-term privileges that exceed their standard access levels, you can use ConductorOne and Tailscale together to achieve this. So let's go to request access. And here we'll look to provide some just-in-time elevated access to a user who needs it for the engineering group. If we go over here to Tailscale, we can see under the engineering group, under access controls, we can see that there is currently no users that are part of that. That's where we're going to get Ty Davis access into that group using ConductorOne. Over at ConductorOne with request access, I'm going to go select the Tailscale app. I'm going to find a specific role, group, or resource. That resource is going to be that engineering group. We'll give access for an hour. Go ahead and add why this access is needed. In the case of like a break glass, we can use the emergency access toggle here. Go to submit that request. I'm going to go view that task. Now, depending on the policies that you have set forward, that's going to determine the flow of approvals and provisioning. In this case, I have automatic approval and provisioning set up for the chaidavis@gmail.com user, and it's automatically been provisioned. If I go over to Tailscale, I can now see that Ty G. Davis has been added to that group engineering, and he has his 1 hour of elevated access to do what he needed to do inside that group. If I go back into ConductorOne, I can check on the current entitlements. Under the entitlement tab inside of the Tailscale application, I can go down to engineering, go over to grants, and I can see that Ty Davis has now been granted 1 hour into that engineering group. Similarly, if I want to revoke that access, I can click revoke, give a reason why, and then revoke that access, and we'll see over back in Tailscale that access has been revoked from the engineering group. So in just a few short steps, you can see that just-in-time elevated access was granted into Tailscale using ConductorOne.